Hello, you onslaught of osteoporotic-ridden orangutans. Welcome back to today's episode of the JW Podcast. As you can see, I'm joined with Devin and Gabe. This is a fun episode because it's not entirely planned out. Like, we've been doing a lot of, like, not themed episodes, but, like, guests and things like that. We haven't had, like, an actual legitimate episode. I mean, I guess, like, Xenon was, like, a legitimate episode, kind of. But we haven't had, like, the trio back. We haven't had, like, a genuine episode in a long time. So it's kind of fun to... get back in the swing of things.
Even then, though, this isn't gonna really be like a genuine episode.
That's why I said like
we still have stuff to do, but that just sounds like the Minecraft spider. I was like, he got in.
I started sweating. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, we don't have any torches.
Oh man.
But yeah, maybe next week will be pretty normal, but. Yeah, I mean, it's the first time Devin's been back in a long time.
True. Good to be back. Good to be back.
I think what like 79 was the last time he was here.
Technically I was on the chicken coop, but yeah, if we're talking about like raw numbers, yeah, I was 79.
Yeah. So yeah, the things we got to get into today, we have
a lot of review.
Yep, we have. From what I remember, we have movie 3 to get through. Top 5 albums that you guys asked for in the questionnaire that we forgot about. Me and Devin are gonna go through those real quick.
Yep.
We've got the Multiversus Tournament, and I believe there was one more. No?
I mean, music tournament, if you want to talk about it.
Music tournament, yeah, if we want to talk about that, we can do that as well. But yeah, we're just going to go through the quick one first, which I probably should have had this pulled up already, but for the movie 3x3. And we're back, and, ooh, drumroll surprise. Last place, Devin, 9 votes. Second place, Gabe, 10 votes. First place, Tyler, 12 votes. As expected.
I feel like that's a light turnout.
It's always that light if you think about the 3x3s. You're comparing it to like the music tournament.
I guess I am, yeah.
Pulled better numbers.
It just feels like a light turnout. Maybe it's just because spoiled with all the recent turnouts. You know?
We haven't done like. You also think about like, even the Multiversus Tournament don't pull those numbers. That's like about 30 votes as well.
I was thinking of Q&A. Like that's what I was thinking
50
of.
responses?
Like 50 responses. Or like the music tournament is like 50 plus. It's like
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking about. Like it's just why I guess that's why it just feels light.
Like how many of those are like just people like asking like multiple questions?
Exactly, right? Yeah. Like so who's to say? But, yeah, I mean it turned out about as much as we expected it to do.
I'll take it.
Not surprised by any means.
Yeah. Next one up, me and Devin are gonna do our top 5 rap albums of 2022.
Do you want to do stuff that's already been established and then get to that before we get off?
I want to do this one first because I feel like this will be quicker, and I feel like the Multiverses might be a little longer because there's stuff to talk about.
I feel like it'd be short because like it's kind of just like we've already established all the characters, what we thought of everything.
Yeah, but this is also gonna be short. We're just gonna be saying we're not like extensively talking about.
Oh, I didn't know.
I'm about to break down why Kendrick.
No.
Yeah, this is a video essay.
If I can find my list. Okay.
I did have a hard time
picking
number 1. Yeah.
You had a hard time with what?
Just number 1 was hard for me, but yeah, we can do 5. Number 5.
5.
It's almost dry by Pusha T.
From Pusha T. I had Heroes and Villains at number 5 for me from Metro Boomin.
Okay, good choice.
Number 4 for you.
I don't know why I closed it. Number 4. What number 4? That's not it. Melt My Eyes.
Okay, Denzel.
Yep.
Number 4 for me was King Disease 3, Nas.
Really? You're number 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
What, lower or higher for you?
That's higher.
What'd you expect from me?
Oh, I don't know. Just like for me, it's higher.
Okay.
I really like that album.
Number 3.
Damn it. All right, it's gonna be The Forever Story. I didn't want to put it here.
Wow.
I didn't want to put it here, but like the other 2 albums, I was like, it makes me mad. I really wanted this to be like my number 1 or 2.
This might be a surprise, but my number 3 is Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Yeah, I am a big Kendrick fan. He is one of my favorite. He is one of my favorite of all time. But I mean, there's just 2 better projects than that came out last year.
Okay, I feel that.
Number 2,
Mr. Morale and Big Steppers. That's my number 2. I could have flipped. That could have been easily my number 3.
Yeah, my number 2 was Melt My Eyes, See Your Future, Denzel Curry. I'm also a big Denzel Curry fan.
My number 1 is King Diseases.
Really? That's surprising to me. Dude, I knew you were with Nas like that.
The album is really good. I was on the way over here, or you can go ahead and say your number 1.
Yeah, my number 1, The Forever Story.
Forever Story. Yeah, on my way over here, I was driving and I was just going back and forth, just playing album, just going hit for hit for like between Kendrick and JID. I was like, all these albums do something differently, in my opinion. I'm like, I love these 3 albums for different reasons. Just when we're talking about like rap albums, I did give it to King Diseases because I think overall rap wise, I think he got it for the album. But like I think Kendrick just had better like songs per se. I don't know how to re-put it. I think his songs, the songs were just slightly better.
I would say like if you're saying message wise, I would think I'd give it to Kendrick for message, but. I don't know. Like Nas is like a different thing. It's like even though I still had Mr. Morale above King Disease, like I'm not like mad at it being higher because it's just Nas being in the game for 30 years and still being able to do this is insane. It's unheard of.
Yeah, since it was just like top like rap albums, I did give it to him.
Yeah. I mean, for me, It's Almost Dry was like 8th for me, but it was still pretty good as well. All right, yeah, but that's pretty much wraps up that section. Is there any rap albums that you did listen to, Tyler? This I mean,
Mr. Morale, obviously. Like, like I actually really fucked with that. Like, it was one of those that like I only liked. Oh shit! I only liked a couple of the songs on there for the first listen through, and the more I listened to it, the more I'm like I told you, like with me getting into rap and stuff, it's like I don't know if it's because I'm not used to the genre. I tend to miss a lot of what's said for the first time until I go back and listen to it again.
I mean, that's usually how it
is. It's kind of like hard for me to fully understand what's being said, and like that album, it's like it feels like every time I listen to a song, I always hear something new. No matter what the song is, I'm always hearing something. Either hearing something I didn't catch the first time, or seeing something in a different light from what I saw the first time because I caught like a different verse, and it makes it like a more relatable song.
You have to also think about like these are like the people you're talking about is like Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, right? Like these are people who are lyrical and they do this. Like, sure, there's other times where I can listen to like a Lil Uzi Vert and I'm probably not gonna miss what Lil Uzi Vert's like. No shots at him. I love Uzi, but it's like you're not gonna really miss the meaning in what he's saying most of the time. When he says he just wants to rock, he probably just wants to rock. That's probably what he wants to do.
Well, actually, the rock is a reference to
I have seen that before.
I don't know I have to like look because I don't know what albums I've listened to recently that have like specifically came out last year.
Yeah.
Right. Like I have a couple like what's that, Estate Sale, whatever from Tyler. That's this. It's like 2021, and then like Deluxe is like this year.
Yeah.
So it's not really like last year. I didn't realize we were gonna bring this to me.
I mean, I was just asking you. You didn't have to like. You didn't have to have anything prepared. Just if you knew.
Yeah, I mean, probably like Mr. Morale.
Yeah.
Because that's actually like.
I didn't even know you listened to Kendrick. Oh yeah, you did get in your Kendrick bag. I remember.
Yeah, I mean, I would say like it's probably at least top 3 for Kendrick albums.
Top 3.
I would. I'm trying to think of like the albums because like Damn is kind of like just a classic. Like it's like a cult classic for that one.
For me, it's like Damn and Good Kid, Mad City are like they have to be in top 2, and then I think the third is just debatable.
The third, I forget. I always forget the name of the album.
To Pimp a Butterfly?
No.
Section 80?
No.
Really? What?
I know that
Untitled Unmastered. That's all of them. so it's one of them.
No. I was thinking of something else. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
Because it's not really an album. Like the Black Panther, like.
Oh, the Black Panther album? Yeah, I would say that counts.
It was like, I was just like a soundtrack because it's not like his specific. It's like.
Well, it actually is though. It's him and it's technically him and SZA's albums. So when Spotify did a thing, which they do every now and then, they'll pick a random artist and they give it to everyone and say pick your top 5. It was counted in there, so I think you can count it as.
Okay, because I didn't know if I could count that because there was a lot of songs on there that I really liked. I don't know if I'd put it in the 3rd slot, but I probably it's hard to like me to like rate them.
Yeah.
Because I'm not. I talked about it with Miss Morale, but like pretty much any, especially stuff like Kendrick and J. Cole, where it's like they usually have a lot of meaning behind their songs. It's like there's a lot of stuff I typically miss, so I can't definitively say this is better than this because I probably missed something. Like if I put like To Pimp a Butterfly over like Good Kid, Mad City, it's like, well, maybe there was something in Good Kid, Mad City that I just didn't pick up on, and like there's a couple songs that I missed, and then it's like, well, that would put it higher. You know what I mean?
I see what you mean. Like when I listen to an album, like I'm so used to like listening to the album like multiple times. Not only that, then like watching other people like kind of like break down the album. Just like because I'm always curious like the things I missed. Like that's the one thing like I love when I listen to albums. I always try to find things I missed.
Exactly.
So I go out my way to try to find that.
And To Pimp a Butterfly is like an album that usually it's considered a perfect album. It's typically the album everyone says is like it's either top 3. It's like Illmatic, that one, and then whatever else would be thrown up there. But I can, even though it is considered a perfect album, I can still see someone not wanting it in their top 3 because it is heavy on the messages and not as much about the hits. Like, yes, there is All Right is on the album, yes, and King Kunta, but it's not really about the hits. It's about the message that Kendrick wanted to say in the album. So if it's not in anyone's top 3, I'm not like as pressed about it as most people are. Like, most Kendrick fans would be on you, but like, this is literally a perfect album. It has to be in your top 3. But like, it doesn't though. You can acknowledge it's a great album, like written wise, but it doesn't mean it's in my rotation all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel that.
So this is what I was talking about like a couple weeks ago, Gabe. It unlikes a bunch of songs.
Yeah, I don't have that problem.
I liked every song of To Pimp a Butterfly.
It must be something in your Spotify settings, like
I don't know what it is,
or something.
because like I've liked every song on this. Is it like this? Is it the same way for all of them? Yeah, only one of them's liked on here.
Let me see.
Good Kid, Mad City. Was it just maybe it's just not? Oh, it's not showing. Never mind.
I was gonna say because
because usually it'll show like on the overlay, but like if you click on it, they're liked. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say another thing is with I know with Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, there's 2 different versions of it. So if you liked it when the album first came out, and then you come back now, like it's not gonna show it because it's a different version. Technically, like the version of Mr. Morale that's on Spotify right now is not the same version that came out.
Was it like the extended version or something?
Well, because he added the Heart Part 5 onto it. So yeah. I mean that's that section. And we're done there. Before we get into the multiverses, there was one thing I just remembered. The 4th thing that we were going to talk about is we're hopefully at this point, this is a couple years, a couple weeks in the future for you guys or for us. Hopefully by then, we should have the we're trying to run 2 more channels right now. Right now, as you could probably tell, the clips stopped getting uploaded on this channel, but there is another channel called Jowp Highlights, and that's where the clips are gonna be going at this point. So if you guys want to, it'll be in the description as it's been for a while now. You guys can go subscribe to that. And another channel that we're starting up soon is gonna be the Jowp Gaming channel, where we're gonna put a bunch of gaming stuff on there.
Yeah, like I mean, it's gonna kind of date this episode, but like tonight, Devin and I are gonna stream some like Nuzlocke, so like that'll go on that channel. Just different kind of gaming content, because that's something we've been wanting to do. But we could put the gaming content on the new channel, and then Gabe was telling me there's a way you could like make the playlist on the homepage of this channel, so you can like go and you can see it from that channel from our channel.
Yeah,
nice.
So kind of like feed it into it. But that's been something we've wanted to do for like a while now, just the gaming content.
Well, it makes it more organized, keeps everything like kind of clean.
Yeah, because I want like the main Jowp channel to be like live action stuff, like us in real life, versus you want to separate stuff. You don't want it's not that we don't want the gaming crowd here, but it's just like you want to kind of separate
the cards
because they're different. They're different
things. Niches, and then like I've never really been a fan of having the clips on the channel, quite personally. They weren't like, I don't know. I just thought it was like it kind of like I guess like not disorganized, but like I'm just gonna be frank, it looked ugly. Like having like the clips just there, just randomly when you have like podcast episodes, like in between podcast episodes, from my perspective.
I see what you mean.
So it's like it just looked. I always thought it was weird, and I always thought like, oh, it'd just be easier to have a clip channel, just upload all the clips there, and this one's just like podcast or live form stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I literally fell into the point where I was like, I've already been doing it for like a couple weeks now. I didn't want to stop. But now that we have the clip channel, I do like it. Probably would have been better if we had a clip channel the whole time, because then we can just sort by and see what are the most popular clips, and you can really like have a basis of what's the baseline for the clip channel versus like the regular channel, because they're different. They're different mediums.
Yeah.
I think the multiple channels is like a good idea though.
Yeah. We also have no context Jowp as well, which hasn't been used in a long time though. That is a thing.
That might be reformatted into something else later.
Maybe.
Depending on what happens.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, let's get into the Multiversus Tournament here. First things first.
Semis, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. First things first. Also, one thing I forgot about is the time capsule episode almost came out because we're so far behind on schedule. The bracket should have been ended by May. That's when it was supposed to be ended if we kept to the
May
schedule.
and then April. That's right.
Yeah.
Or May and then August. Yeah.
Yeah. But because we fell so far behind, because I think remember back in the
we've had like a month and a half of like different stuff.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like when we felt like 2 weeks, or not 2 weeks, but like a month behind last time on the whatever round 3 was or something. We fell behind there, and I think that's what caused it. So yeah,
it's also crazy.
it almost came out, and I had to push it back. And I was like, oh, so this one's gonna come out before it's supposed. It's not like bad thing if it comes out early.
Nah.
But like, I just prefer it to like come out when it's supposed to come out.
For sure.
Yeah. First things first, we got the losers bracket to go over.
Oh yeah,
that is a thing in these as well. First matchup, we have to see. I'll go through matchups and we can talk about it afterwards. Deceased God Disciple Devin versus Rogue Devin. Batman Gabe versus Pleasure God Disciple Gabe. Gambit Eduardo versus Doctor Strange Tyler. Superman Tyler versus Martian Manhunter Gabe. I mean,
so all washes except for one, or it should be all washes except for one. In my opinion,
which one should not be a wash? Superman
versus Martian Manhunter. Because you can make an argument for.
Yeah, you
don't think Batman Gabe has an argument here?
No, against God Disciple. No, I don't think so.
I mean,
I don't know.
Look, again, this is my perspective, my opinion. I feel like they should all be washes except for Superman, Martian Manhunter.
So you would think that.
Yeah.
You also think that Batman would beat Ginyu, but you know.
But you didn't.
He did beat Ginyu, but he lost to Guldo, so he must be.
Did I say beat? I meant lose to Ginyu.
Yeah. He beat Ginyu though, but yeah.
Well, I think I said you'd assume Batman would beat, but I meant he would,
I knew what you meant though. Yeah. I think we all knew what you meant. We got you. We caught the drift.
You feel me?
Yeah. All right. What are you thinking, Devin? Anything sticking out to you?
I mean, not really. I mean, maybe make an argument that Rogue can like maybe get the disease god powers if she lasts long enough to touch him.
I don't think she can last long enough.
That's what they like. You could like if somehow she is, but I don't see that happening. Yeah. Superman versus Martian Manhunter battle has already been done multiple times.
Yeah, Martian Manhunter washes him every time.
I don't know that ever happens, but
what can he not just phase through and grab his heart? Does Superman even have a heart? Has that been established in lore?
Yeah, he has organs.
Okay.
But does he have like the same organs that humans have? Like, could you like remove his heart, but like his stomach could function as a heart, like if it need be?
I wouldn't be surprised if I read a Superman comic and that was like established.
It's established as long as he
don't need the heart.
As long as he could like think, he's good. But like even if he doesn't think, he's still got a heart, so he's good.
His brain starts pumping the blood instead.
I mean, that's all it is. A heart, all it is just a muscle. He has multiple muscles.
Yeah, so does everyone.
He can use his bicep. He's like,
come on, man, that's too easy. All right.
No,
his pumps must go insane.
I mean, what is Eduardo supposed to do against Doctor Strange? Like,
he's lucky though.
He is. He's double lucky.
Yeah.
And apparently Gambit's hella lucky.
He is. All right, let's get into the results. I guess there's no responses. The results. First one. Rogue Devin actually washes here, 24-13.
What?
64% say Rogue Devin beats the Disease God Disciple.
That's insane. I mean, I don't know, because like we've talked about a stat previously that she has similar powers as
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel, yeah. I was gonna say Miss Marvel, but that's not it. Captain Marvel.
I think it is Miss Marvel, right, Devin, or is it Captain Marvel?
Miss Marvel is the blonde one, right?
Yeah,
they're both blonde, but yeah.
Oh yeah, it's Miss Marvel. I mean, technically they're
not the same.
They're not the same because isn't Miss Marvel the one with like that one time where like,
similar powers.
They kept making her boobs bigger to see if the editors would notice?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not Captain Marvel.
No, but I'm talking about the original Miss Marvel.
I think who did Rogue steal from? Was it?
I'm trying to remember.
I think it was Captain Marvel.
It might have been Captain Marvel
because it was like specifically like Carol Danvers, whatever her name is.
Funny enough, though, Miss Marvel was also Carol Danvers at first, though.
Are you shitting me, dude?
That's why I was like,
that's crazy.
I was trying to remember, like, I thought they were the same character, but then you said they weren't. I'm like, am I bugging?
They're not the same character, but Carol Danvers was Miss Marvel first. In not story canon, but in like Marvel canon, like chronological canon, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, it doesn't matter, I guess.
But like, I'm just confused because like we established, because we're talking about like Disease God Devin versus or not Disease, Chuya Devin versus Blood God Eduardo. We established like the gods are pretty strong. Like, even though like we're like not
only disciples and not full gods.
We're pretty strong. And then for
I guess ST Devin's ass.
I should have the same stats as Eduardo, just a different power set. It's literally
same stats, but Eduardo has a higher strength and endurance.
Yeah,
it's established.
And better hacks.
Somebody better hacks. I don't know. Somebody argue I have better hacks somewhere.
Devin.
No, wait. When it comes to me,
we're talking about ST Devin. We're not talking about like your headcanon version of Devin. We're talking about ST Devin.
If you read,
we're talking about ST Devin.
ST Devin.
ST Devin. Don't do shit.
Episode, right? But no. I would argue I have better sex than Eduardo. I think
just counting like the ST Devin and not like the life and death manipulation.
Why wouldn't we count that? Why wouldn't we count that? Give me a good reason why we need Devin.
Come on, man. Come on, man. You're a disciple. You ain't a god. You're a disciple. You ain't a god. Let's be real. Let's be real.
Are we really assuming the disciple has death powers?
No,
come on, bro.
You think the god would give the disciple full control over life and death? I don't think so. I don't think so. Anyways, Eduardo can live without blood, which is actually insane.
No, the thing is, I think I have better hacks than Eduardo unless I'm going up against someone who can just fully remove their blood. Like, so
your statement's invalid. Your statement's invalid. You said I have better hacks than against Eduardo unless I'm versing someone who can remove all his blood, which is Eduardo. So you don't have better hacks against Eduardo.
No, not against Eduardo. If I was fighting anyone else, I would argue my hacks are better. But if I would fight, since I'm fighting Eduardo,
it's just tough.
Yeah, it's just tough.
So Eduardo does have better hacks.
So Eduardo has better hacks than you. He out-hacks you.
He out-hacks you.
When in a 1v1, yes, but like
he out-hacks you. That's
okay. Whatever.
Okay, I think what Devin's trying to say
he's saying totality.
Objectively, my hacks are better.
Totality's hacks are better, but matchup-wise,
Eduardo has better hacks.
Yes. Yeah. And that's what I was like. I don't know. I feel like I should win this, but it's whatever.
I know what you were saying the whole time. I was just trying to like push your buttons a little bit.
I know. That's all I was like. I'm not entertaining this.
Yeah, if you voted for Rogue Devin, let us know in the comments. I mean, you guys never do, but hopefully you guys do.
Was there no?
No, I didn't put anything on the losers bracket. No like responses.
Right.
Next one we have Batman Gabe versus Pleasure God Disciple Gabe.
This better be a wash.
No, Batman Gabe takes this one.
You've got to be shitting me, dude.
It was relatively close though, 20-17.
You've gotta be shitting me, dude.
Let's break it down.
It's established lore. They love Batman though.
Yeah, but if let me put my mind in a Batman Dick Rider's like headset.
Why are all the gods losing? Why are all the gods?
There is no reason for both gods. Like you could make a case, I guess, for Rogue Devin, but there is no reason that both gods should be losing, especially when one of them is versing Batman, a person.
Let's think about this like from like Dick Rider's standpoint, right? Okay. The whole Batman's gimmick is like his like ironclad will. And Pleasure God's hacks is like, taking over, like, making like pleasure and all that. So maybe he can just like, eat it. Like,
but regardless, he still has the physical.
I come out pants every day.
Physical stats.
Like I just like one punch and that he's gone. He's done. He's getting done like Steve and Didi pressure. Like it's over.
He is.
I don't know, man.
That should have been a wash. That's ridiculous. If not a wash, that's.
What's the numbers?
That's insane.
It was 20-17. It wasn't like.
Wait, Gabe, Batman Gabe wasn't the one that beat Ginyu. That was Batman Devin, wasn't it? So I was going to say Batman, dude. Wait, didn't he lose to was it Professor X? He lost to.
Batman Gabe lost to Jowp X. Jowp X Gabe.
Yeah, because I remember being mad that he beat Professor X.
Yeah.
Did he beat Professor? Oh, he did.
Yes, he did. I was like, how?
Batman gave you.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They said Batman beat other telepaths for what's a crippled telepath gonna do.
So dumb.
Yeah. All right. I don't know about that.
He's a crip, dog.
Yeah, he is a crip. I guess.
Canonically,
Jimmy was a crip.
Both of them were. They both were crips.
Right.
You're like, don't be
because some people like they want to be crips throughout their lives, but some people are just born crips.
Yeah.
All right, let's just continue.
That's ridiculous. That's actually ridiculous.
Yeah. All right. I think there's two more. Yep, two more. Wow. Gambit Eduardo versus Dr. Strange Tyler. Complete wash. Should
have been.
Gambit Eduardo got one vote.
That was Eduardo. And that was Eduardo. And that was Eduardo.
That's crazy.
You don't watch the channel, but
everything else was close, and then there's just one that's like, yeah. Dr. Strange watched. He should have.
Doctor Strange is like
that one guy was banking on the luck. he was like luck carries.
Like, look, all other stats the same, the luck carries. It's like all other stats the same. What?
Got it.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see that you guys at least had the sense to say that Doctor Strange should win this.
I mean, he's like the loser bracket favorite.
Doctor Strange Tyler?
Yeah.
Superman Tyler.
Yeah, but he forgot Superman's down here.
All right.
They're fighting for a rematch, aren't they?
They never fought.
They didn't. Doctor Strange lost round frame 1 to Gojo.
Gojo game.
Oh yeah.
All right. Next one: Superman Tyler versus Martian Manhunter Gabe. Relatively close, but Superman takes it. 20-17.
Yeah, makes sense.
As it should be.
Yeah. No real surprises with those last two. We kind of expected that. I mean, I was surprised Martian Manhunter got as many votes considering you guys were disrespecting him last time.
True, they were lowballing him.
Yeah, they were like, fire is his weakness. It's ass. Jowp Gabe's easily maneuvering that, but somehow Superman, I guess, isn't.
Superman, nope.
Yeah, with his heat vision, he somehow isn't like abusing
It's
it.
funny because like canonically, Jowp Gabe has no like fire ability. They're just like, I'm sure he probably has fire. He can probably make fire. Like Superman with actual heat vision, they're like.
Come on, bro. Jowp Gabe, we assume he likes dragons, right? Yes. Fire breath. He's gotta have it. He got it.
At that point, he's gotta have everything. He's gotta have infinity too with the 6 eyes. Like
right, because he likes Gojo.
He likes Gojo. Gabe canonically likes Gojo. He sucks off Gojo every day in the Discord call. Like
I guess I do.
Like canonically, Gabe's like that with Gojo. Good.
Yeah. I was just making sure.
Oh, I can see it from here. But I mean, like at that point, Jowp Gabe gotta have infinity with 6 eyes.
But Superman was he?
Don't say that. They might take you seriously.
Oh my god.
I guess it doesn't really matter what we think, right?
No.
You guys don't seem. We've openly spoken against Batman. It didn't seem to stop you.
I literally think the fact that we talked about Batman, like there's no reason he should be this far, is the reason why they voted. Like, you know what? I was on the fence. I'm going Batman now. Fuck y'all. Like I honestly think it's like just
you
go
think
to the
they're
contrary.
doing it to spite us, so they don't like us. Well, they do like us, but they'd rather spite us than go with us.
Exactly.
All right.
It's okay though. Not really.
Is it? I don't know.
Okay.
At this point,
I don't know.
stop
What was it? Mindless Ice Cube dropped the whole like blog post.
Yeah.
That was valid.
Was it?
Everyone else that no, it was like he did the research.
Oh, he did his due diligence.
He did his due diligence.
Yeah.
He put something up there to like because everyone's just like Batman better because he is, and he was like, here's the scans as to why he's better. So it's like I can get with that.
Yeah,
the only issue with that
I still think
it's
wrong.
The only issue, I respect it's not like he just dropped the scans of like, here you go. He dropped the scans and was like, all right, now find where I'm right, because he'd like tell us where. It's a whole blog.
It was like page 7. The 5th panel shows that this is this.
He just dropped it and was like, all right, you find it. You'll find it somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And it was kind of.
I mean, no, it was there.
I mean, some of it, yeah. I don't know about like his yeah, I don't know.
No, you can make an argument, I guess, but
like the ability cancel thing.
Yeah, was that a thing?
He has like some ability cancellation.
Does he?
Yeah. I think it wasn't cancellation. It was like
nullification.
He was like immune to some abilities.
Yeah, which is just weird.
Yeah. All right, but now into the nitty gritty, the final four, nitty gritty, if you will, the final four of the tournament. Jowp Gabe, Blood God Eduardo, Gojo Gabe, Jowp Eduardo. The matchups: Jowp Gabe versus Blood God Disciple Eduardo. Gojo Gabe versus Jowp Eduardo.
All
right, thoughts?
Thoughts? I mean, I think we talked about this last time. No?
Did we? I don't remember talking about.
I don't know.
It's been so long. Honestly.
My winners literally just Jowp Gabe, Gojo.
Yeah, I mean,
sleeper pick. Jowp Eduardo. Sleeper pick.
I don't think it's ridiculous to think Blood God stands a chance here against Jowp Gabe.
Stands a chance, but I mean, like the Speed Force is just something else.
Right.
Like and like the gods we've established. I think I don't think we didn't fully scale them because we're just taking a lot of assumptions because they are disciples. We're taking a lot of assumptions. Also, like it wasn't properly fleshed out what they can and cannot do, like scaling wise. So we're taking a lot of assumptions. Like I think one of the things I talked about, I think it might have been in the capsule video, is like, are they like the gods that they're training under? Are they a universal god or are they a planetary god?
Right. Yeah.
Because if it's a god of the universe, like disease god ST Devin, he controls all diseases in the universe. That's different than like he controls diseases on Earth. Right. It's a whole different thing.
I think we did establish I don't think we established it in the Blood God episode, but I think in the time capsule we were like, it's safe to assume they're planetary.
It's safe to assume that the gods are higher, and because they're disciples, they are planetary.
Yeah. Well, I think we said the gods were like the planet level god. I don't.
No, because I thought we scaled the disciples to planetary. Because of like they were like a lesser version.
I do not.
If the disciples,
it was so long ago.
If it is the disciples are planetary, then it makes more sense like why Rogue would have beaten my variant.
You think Rogue is above planetary? Is she?
I don't think so.
Captain Marvel definitely is.
Is she? Really?
I guess I'm like that's the thing is like I'm sure in certain iterations she probably is.
Yeah, but like
in most iterations,
but it's not a 1-to-1 though. You can't give everything Captain Marvel to Rogue though.
I know, but I understand more of the argument now. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
But
yeah, but I mean like this is just to say like regardless of whether the disciples are planetary or like they're below planetary, I think it should still lose. I mean, Speed Force is just another monster.
Right.
It's just like a whole another level to something that
It's one of the best hacks in the game.
It is literally just one of the best hacks.
I mean, it's Blood God versus Jowp x Gabe, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
But who's to say?
could he not theoretically like? You need your blood?
Who says he has blood? He could just be fully cybernetic.
What
Like,
is- what do you-
I mean, no, I think that's like one of the more valid arguments of a Jowp x Gabe. Who's to say he's still human? I'm gonna be honest. Like, come on. Like, he saw the what was it? I saw the power of mechanics, and I abandoned my weak human flesh. I don't know the quote. You know what I'm talking about, though, right? I saw how strong the machines were, and I abandoned my weak mortal flesh.
I find it more reasonable that he's like maybe a cyborg, that he is just a complete robot.
I think the only part that's got left of him is just brain. Everything else is like completely out.
How
And
did
his
he
skin.
remove his brain?
What?
How did he remove his brain?
I don't fuck. I think it's Speed Force. I just did.
Do you remember the Braid from the League of Doom? He don't need
Yeah.
nothing else. He's just a brain in a moving robot.
But how did you remove your brain?
How did
Okay, Devin, how did he make Ghoul
Didn't
Serum?
Jiro
How
do
did he
it?
make Speed Force? Like you're
Yeah, Jiro
asking,
did do it. Jiro did
you're
it.
asking like some weird questions.
I don't know if they got people like Rick Sanchez and like Dr. Jiro who are like they're cybernetic, but they're not full on robots. But Gabe's a full on robot.
I mean, to be
how
fair
did
though,
he do
he
that?
could be
How
still
did he do
human.
that?
He could be still human, but like synthesize a synthetic blood that's like more efficient. Because really, our blood can only carry 4 oxygen per cell.
Yeah.
And like he could be like Loki, because of Speed Force, I should do like 400. So you
That's how
like
that
synthesize blood that carried more oxygen. So it's not actual blood; it's synthetic, and Eduardo cannot control that.
It's like pH1 blood.
It's pH1. it's like AC/DC's blood from part 2, where he's like it's like all like lava and acidic
Yeah.
and shit, but it's like actual lava.
You open me up, it's just purple haze in there.
It's just like
He's just waiting like I want to.
I mean, like I feel like Gabe not having blood would be like a pretty tame argument.
I guess I don't know. That's
hate
the
it.
thing.
Like, I don't hate the argument. It's not like it's not crazy. Yeah,
It's
I
not
would
like
agree.
completely out there.
No,
I guess.
it's not as crazy as saying like I think Batman's just immune to to like the Omega level Professor X.
Yeah, or just like stop skin you.
That's not the crazy argument in
Yeah.
this tournament, but like we just assume like then again no blood. let's have like an argument like what if he does have blood, then what?
Well, and even then, we've already established Eduardo can't completely manipulate blood unless he sees it. Who's to say Eduardo can even make Gabe bleed?
Why not?
Gabe's Speed Force. It's literally just a hack. It's insane.
Yeah, I mean,
Didn't the disciples scale to faster than light or light
did.
speed?
Yeah, we
They
never
did.
established how fast Gabe was.
But I mean, like
we're not
with a
taking
Speed
peeks.
Force, you train with a Speed Force.
Well, if you think about this, Speed Force and the regeneration on top of it is like it's insane regeneration. That's probably Wolverine level regeneration because
Yeah.
Speed Force members already have regeneration, of course, because everything in their body moves
You also
faster.
probably have like Ghoul Serum too, so it's like stacks.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
I would assume I have the Ghoul Serum if Eduardo has it as well. It's like the main. It's like Ghoul Serum's the main serum of Jowp X, to be honest.
Yeah, but
that
you-
and Super Soldier.
and even then, like
even if I didn't have the
enough
Ghoul Serum, if
cyber-
I had the Super Soldier serum, it's also
with enough
regeneration.
cybernetic implants, though, you probably could survive without your blood for at least a little bit.
Maybe.
Because
Maybe, yeah.
the blood's only there to carry oxygen. So like, if you have
I
enough
just got like
cybernetic,
tubes that just push oxygen.
I'm
filtering in air.
Yeah.
like
I filter feed.
you're like you have like a vent back here. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this?
So it's
And I
like
start photosynthesizing mid fight.
It's like a PC. It's like a fan.
Yeah, I'm liquid cooled.
so I
I'm
feel,
like,
I
what
feel
is
like I feel like it's pretty likely that pretty likely like I'm
Yeah.
thinking I think Jowp x Gabe should stomp Eduardo.
I agree. I think you have to make the argument like, what is Eduardo doing to put him down from?
Yeah.
And not much. I don't
Yeah,
think.
it's more an argument. Can or Jump Eduardo
Now-
touch or Blood God Eduardo touch? Gabe?
All stats the same except for like strength. I think Eduardo got that.
All stocks the same.
So you think just pure hacks?
No, like all stats the same. Like because Eduardo's hacks.
Oh my God.
It only works against Devin. It's just like an anti-hack against Devin. Realistically,
guess.
his hack is not really that good.
I mean, it is a pretty good hack.
Not really.
Not
It
needing
just means he
blood.
can't bleed out though,
Like
right?
he can't bleed out, but he's still going conscious.
But
like there's
think-
different things that
But
can
think
happen.
about what that means though. Not needing blood means he doesn't need oxygen as well. Does it not?
I guess yeah.
I mean, like,
But like that's just like Gabe can't asphyxiate him now. So oh no, like Gabe can't hang him by a noose or something. Like it's
Now that I think about it, like what else could that nigga do besides like remove his blood? That's a
no,
trump
that's
card.
literally like he has blood.
He hasn't needed to do anything else.
Because his other than because he can completely. The thing is that he can completely manipulate his own blood, and as long as he can see the other person's blood, as if he can see your blood, he can manipulate all the blood in your body.
Yeah.
But only the blood. It's not like he can like manipulate your body now. It's just
Yeah.
It's just your blood. You know.
I mean, you could always just like put an air bubble. Like he could do. There's some crazy stuff Eduardo could do. But then again,
I'm also gonna be
Eduardo.
honest.
bro.
I'm also gonna be honest. Like keep it 100, 150. Gabe, like if Jowp X Gabe giving him credence, he would know the weakness of the body. The only really completely efficient, more than what we need efficient organs in our body are our lungs and our brain. Everything else is like subpar for what it really should be. Especially when you're like smart enough to actually like be able to synthesize a better version. I don't see why you wouldn't just replace your heart with a better heart. Therefore, the bubble in the blood is gonna do nothing because all it's gonna do the heart's gonna be like and push it out because there's no need for it.
Yeah.
Loud
arguments.
My thing is, I think Eduardo has like the stats, right? Like he's strong, he's durable,
He's fast.
he's fast. I think the only reason Gabe is just managing this fight is because like he has the speed for it. It's just these hacks he got.
Right.
And I think Gabe out hacks Eduardo, straight up.
Yeah, I mean, I can
someone.
see it.
What?
I was just scratching.
Oh, I thought you were pointing at something. Yeah. I mean, like, I think someone said this before, either in a response poll or a question. Like, they said, like, or it might have been Tyna. Like, Jowp X Gabe is just pure hacks. He's like the embodiment of hacks.
He's the embodiment of like
potential
like
hacks.
Jowp X Gabe is what people think that Batman is in this tournament. Where it's like he just can. Like he is the epitome of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, what's the results?
Oh, well, we still have the next one. Gojo gave me Jowp X Eduardo. Anyone want to talk about that one?
Well, I thought we were gonna go over the results and then like
Yeah, we can do that.
go to
Okay.
the next one.
All right. So the responses are the results, and Jowp X Gabe does win this 20-17. Still pretty close.
No.
Pretty close,
surprising.
yeah.
I'm sure that he could put down Gabe. Just
Yeah.
make the argument.
Yeah. So we can get into it. We got 9 responses here. Let's see what we got here. First one says Blood God Eduardo greater than Gabe. Well, clearly not.
Clearly
well,
not.
actually,
He
no.
I mean, stats wise, he is.
No. He is greater
Strength-wise,
than
he is.
Gabe, but this is Jowp X Gabe. So
True.
So you're right, but unfortunately, you're looking at the wrong pool here. This was not a Blood God Eduardo versus regular Gabe.
True. It was Jowp X Gabe. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe in
To
another
be
universe.
fair,
Maybe another.
maybe
multiverses.
they're dyslexic and they saw Jowp Gabe and they're like,
Right.
yeah, Gabe from
Yeah,
Jowp. Yeah,
that's probably
because
what
like
it was,
if it's
yeah.
just Gabe,
I mean,
What am I really doing?
who? Well, like who is it?
mean-
But like Jowp Gabe. Well, I was saying like a specifically like it could be any Gabe.
Right.
And there could be a Gabe that's like Superman,
Just
but
a
he just, we
passive
don't know.
Superman.
But it's
Yeah.
like Jowp Gabe. It's you, Jowp
Right.
Gabe. And then like, or it's like Jowp X Gabe, like a collab, where it's like,
Jowp X collab.
collab.
He's just all of us in the background.
I mean, he's like,
Jowp
hey,
X Gabe
that
merch
guy's
line.
not beating Eduardo, Blood God Eduardo.
Yeah.
Just saying. And also, it's Blood God Disciple. But he probably
That
didn't
as
put
well.
that.
Yeah. Everything is just wrong.
So
here.
like, Blood God Eduardo might win that one.
Yeah.
Blood God Disciple though.
Who's
Blood God
better?
Disciple. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next one just says Jowp X is better. I guess you're right.
True.
Yeah.
I suppose you're right. Next one, we got a little bit of a longer one here. Jowp X Gabe got to be the most overrated variant. Devin always the one saying he needs the scans when it comes to Batman, so he better be on my side here when I say Jowp X Gabe has no feats. Blood God Disciple Eduardo's out here fighting gods, while Jowp X Gabe is fighting ghouls.
I mean,
That's
he's
kinda
not
hard.
wrong.
That's kinda hard.
But-
That's kind of hard. That's kind of
He's not wrong. Every time Tyler says some shit, like maybe he can't do this. I'm like, why are we just assuming Gabe can do? I get it. I get the like
Yeah,
he has
I'm
the
taking liberties.
he has the potential to do all this. So I do give you leeway, but I always like, all right, but let's say like he can't do this, then what?
Yeah.
But
So are you on this guy's side, Devin?
I mean, I do believe. I'm like, I already said like, I believe Eduardo has the stats to do it. You just have to make the argument like, how is he putting him down? And since Jowp X Gabe is such like an anomaly, like he can do so much and he has so much at his whim, we don't know the full extent.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, I kind of hate arguing that way because it's kind of like how you
It's
argue.
speculative.
It's very
Yeah.
speculative. It's the same way people
The thing-
argued old like One Punch Man like back in the day before
Yeah.
like the.
That's what we talked about earlier. Yeah.
So that's why I was like, I kind of don't like doing that. I don't like speculating. So I kind of want to give it to Eduardo, but
Yeah. No, I mean it's not. I don't hate that argument. It's a
No,
pretty
it's not a
good
bad
one. It's solid. Yeah.
But I mean, it's just like safe to assume some things.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like I know we make fun of like like, oh, but Jowp Gabe could just make fire. It's like, yeah, he probably could.
Yeah, I like logical reasons.
Yeah, it's like,
but like
it's like something like, could Saitama make eggs? He probably could.
Probably.
Like, it's like some things you are safe to speculate.
Yes, exactly.
Versus like, it's a different if we're like, I think Jowp Gabe could be universal. Like that's a different level.
Because we're not scaling him.
Because that's
what
like, One Punch Man. That's the difference between like that's what makes us not hypocrites.
They beat a guy. They beat a guy that could like maybe destroy a star, probably.
Yeah,
and then like,
okay,
because he beat him. Which first off, beat him like it was a serious punch,
and he was still alive afterwards.
I'm just saying. What's about that a little bit? I'm just gonna say that. Oh, he split the clouds. Whoop-de-doo,
bro. So did All Might, bro.
That's
like what do we? All Might change the weather. What are we doing here?
That's why, like, out of all the matchups so far, I'm like, okay, Jowp Gabe could probably do all this. So far, he hasn't done anything too outlandish.
Yeah. We're not like high. We're not wanking him like too high or anything.
Yeah.
All right. Next one.
Response.
Eduardo was literally fighting a god. He's on a different level. I mean,
again, it was again. I agree, but it's also like was fighting a god with you, like with help. There was
it was with Devin, I think.
Or with Devin, but it's like he had help in the fight, which doesn't. That's not to say like Eduardo did nothing in the fight, but it's still like you're acting like he 1v1 a god and won.
Yeah, and also this kind of like, I know it's not the same guy, but like to go up to what the guy said above, right? We don't know the context of the god. The god might have been weakened by the fact that you guys ran through his whole like council, right?
It could have also.
Who's to say like running through his council doesn't weaken him by nature? Because he's giving out his power to all these disciples.
And even to be more logical, like he knows Eduardo, he knows what he's capable of. He could have just let his guard down. Like I know this guy ain't him. He is not him.
Yeah.
And then like he's like, oh shit, like you actually got kind of strong. And at a certain point, like if you ever fought someone stronger than you, like if they underestimate you, it's like there's a point of like no return. And once they pass that, they're not gonna win the fight. Even if like they get serious and they start actually fighting, it doesn't matter. Like you're not.
We had some audio troubles again. We cut out, but as we were saying, I think we were just talking about. Actually, what were we talking about?
We were just talking about like Jowp and like.
We're talking about like the fight between.
We were talking about like the upper limits and like of the blood gods.
We were talking about like how.
Oh yeah, I was saying like. I was like, there's too many circumstances, like extenuating circumstances that we don't know about with that fight in specific. But it seems like a lot of times when they use the argument that Eduardo did fight a god, they tend to cleverly forget that Devin it was Devin, but he had extra help there,
and help does matter,
and help matters a lot, especially in a 2v1. Or if it's just like, because if it's like a 4v5, it's like help does that, like that one person I guess makes a difference. It does. But when it's a one-on-one and you have one extra person, that one person, it's doubling your force,
because he has to focus his attention on two different people, and that changes things. Because like a 2v1 doesn't necessarily mean the one or like the two equal the one. It's not like a 50-50 to 100. It doesn't always work like that way, because you have to think you're fighting two different people. It's the main argument a lot of Dragon Ball fans would use for why they think Goku and Vegeta should stop fusing, because they think if they fight separately, which Whis says this in Super, if they fight separately, it's actually better because they're two different targets, they're two different people, versus fusing, you're making yourself one person.
But I think I forget, we have talked about this before, but like at least I know I've talked about it with someone about, I forget who, and I don't think it was on the podcast, but like also with that fight in specific, that fight specifically, Eduardo could have been like, even though not to the full extent, nullifying the powers, because he has the same powers. He knows how this god ticks. He knows how the powers work because it's his powers himself. So he can like, in a certain sense, nullify.
He can mitigate the damage.
He can mitigate the damage. So it's like the god is fighting first a 2v1, and then second at a disadvantage because he's fighting someone
with the same
that's pretty much constantly like anti-ing his, you know, like, oh, he pulls Devin's blood. Eduardo said no, pulled it back.
Exactly. I mean, not only that, like I also had like the same abilities, like because during that time I was also a blood god disciple, so it was blood god.
So it was a double up thing.
So it's like Dragon Slayer magic. It's just you're more effective against them.
Exactly. Yeah. Next one, long one again. Oh, it's this guy again. Jowp Gabe here wins with medium to high diff.
Oh, that guy. I forgot about this guy.
I mean, he's alright. It probably would be a high diff, but yeah, go ahead.
Medium to high. Jowp Gabe wins. Okay, yeah. Against my better judgment, Jowp Gabe did defeat Batman Gabe, so I'm left to believe that Jowp Gabe has a better strategic mind than Batman. If I'm led to believe that, then I see this as a pseudo Batman v Superman matchup where one is physically stronger than fighter, but the other is smarter. I believe we all know how the Batman Superman matchup goes, so this one should go the same with Jowp Gabe easily outsmarting and outclassing.
I mean, I'd agree if you gave Batman Speed Force and Ghoul Serum, he might make a case against Superman. I mean, like it's not just like Gabe's just a normal guy.
Yeah,
he has hacks.
Yeah, he has hacks, but like overall, Eduardo just has better stats than Gabe does. He's stronger, more durable. You could argue maybe Gabe is, if you want to make some head stuff.
I don't think it's crazy to think that Eduardo's stronger and more durable.
I think
no, for sure.
Stronger, more durable.
The only stat Gabe's got is like got to be intellect, and then
maybe speed. Like
depending
on
I would definitely give maybe
speed.
But since it's kind of like canon that Gabe Eduardo's speed of light, and since we don't know where Gabe's places on the Speed Force scale.
Yeah. I would assume pretty high. Like you're pretty well in tune with the Speed Force.
If you assume, because when the Speed Force was created by Gabe, that was before the 15-year torture arc. So that means at minimum,
he had 15
years to perfect it and train it. So maybe.
And also, like I haven't read the Flash comics. I've seen like people talk about the Flash, and like I don't know if it's iterations where like. I don't know if Barry created the Speed Force or something.
There's some iterations.
But it's like because he created it, he has a stronger connection with it than some people.
Yeah, that's how it
than
works.
most people. So it's like,
didn't we make this argument last time that technically Eduardo created it, not me, because he was the first person to use it?
But you synthesized it though.
Right, but does that count?
The serum though.
Yeah. Does that count in the Speed Force's mind?
Oh yeah, we did talk about that.
Yeah.
So we thought like, yo, maybe
because we talked about that was like a potential win con if he fought me, is that like the Speed Force would favor Eduardo. Yeah.
Regardless, if you were the second user of the Speed Force, so it's like you probably have a good connection with it.
Yeah, but it's not really how it works. But I see what you mean.
I don't know. I'm just throwing out some assumptions.
That's why I was like, I don't want to give Gabe automatically like speed of light. Like it's possible.
Yeah.
Like always, like it's on the table. But like overall, Eduardo does have better stats. I was like, Eduardo can slay Gabe.
Confirmed better stats. Yeah.
Eduardo has all the capabilities to slay Gabe. That's why I like know like how he would do it.
Yeah. Now glad to see you came back even after we roasted you. You still came back.
Yeah.
Oh, you also have the Deathstroke serum, don't you?
I mean, I guess.
Maybe.
Yeah. These are all just maybes.
These are all maybes.
Yeah.
Because it's just, I think it's safe to assume if you test it on Eduardo and perfect it, why would you not give it to yourself?
Because
why are you testing it?
It's also what Tyna said. It's like, why would he not do it? And like, I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm me, right? Like, why would I not give it to myself?
Yeah, like, oh, I have the thing that gives me Speed Force.
Nah, I don't want it.
I don't want it.
I'm like, who's doing that? Who in there? Especially when I know it worked. Like, why
for sure,
would I?
100%. Yeah.
You would have to ask the question like, why did he test it out and then not use it?
Exactly. Like, it made no sense for why I would even do that.
Like, I like those logic leaps. Like, yeah,
it
makes sense.
It makes more sense for me to have it than not to have it, because it's like, why did I test it to just not use it? Because I didn't give it to Eduardo. I didn't give it to Jose. So who did I give it to?
He's having
I gave it to Barry Allen in my world. I created the Flash. Like, I don't know. It's like you'd have to like answer me that.
Riddle me this.
Yeah, you'd have to riddle me that.
Yeah, riddle me this, David.
All right, next one. I feel like Blood God Eduardo can just speed blitz and kill Jowp Gabe before he can do anything. A lot of these responses are favoring Blood God Eduardo, but like Jowp Gabe still won it. It's pretty
silent
it
majority.
was 17-20, so
yeah, I guess
it could just be the silent majority. They're just like not really gonna comment. They're just like
say anything,
it just does.
So like on paper, you would think like, what is really stopping Eduardo from doing that?
Speed blitzing me?
I mean, it's literally how good is your connection with the Speed Force,
right?
Because if it's like faster than a bullet, it's a wash.
Right.
But then again, like, have you had any tough matchups? If it was like
Jowp Gabe
that didn't rely on your speed.
Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, so he's fast. So it's like you have to be fast enough to beat Martian Manhunter.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like you can make an argument that like that in and of itself gives you a higher boost.
Like give him like a higher speed stat. Yeah.
So it's like you're not faster than a speeding bullet or faster than a train Speed Force. You're like probably closer to the speed of light.
Probably closer to at least what Martian Manhunter is, depending on what you guys would give Martian Manhunter.
Which you would scale him as.
Yeah. And considering how close you put him to Superman, I'd say you guys probably agree.
Pretty comparable.
He's pretty fast. Comparable. Yeah. All right. Next one up. Oh, to take a quote from Tyler, all it takes is a drop of blood and it's over. Is that what you said?
I said that with.
He said it was Chuya Devin. I was like, I hate
with
it.
Chuya Devin. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I mean, she's not wrong.
I mean, he's not wrong. It's just the assumption.
I don't think anyone beside from the medium high dev has said anything in Jowp's favor.
Well, there's more to argue for Eduardo.
Yeah.
Because it's more established.
You just have like one or two hacks going for you. That's kind of like keeping you.
Well,
like,
one or two established hacks.
Yeah, established hacks.
Put it at that.
Yeah, my bad. That's just keeping you in this fight. That's why like I'm leaning toward Eduardo in this fight.
Yeah. You agree with that? It's your own quote, Tyler. All it takes is a drop of blood and it's over.
I mean, he did a whole argument.
You did make a whole argument, right? Yeah.
Like I gave the argument, but the whole
Yeah.
well, gave the argument against it, right?
Yeah.
But to be fair, if Gabe does have blood, all it takes is a drop of blood. There's too many factors like confounding variables that contribute to can Eduardo make Gabe bleed. Yeah. Keely, how good is Gabe's connection with the Speed Force? Yeah. I would assume he's faster than light.
Yeah.
Maybe even MFTO.
Yeah.
So therefore, Eduardo can't speed blitz him. Because if Eduardo hits, it's pretty much over for Gabe. Because hit, draws blood, that's it. Assuming, again, that he has real blood. Mm-hmm. I would assume if Gabe is smart enough to do all this stuff, it would be logical for him to synthesize body parts. Because that's his weakness. He knows that he doesn't have the durability as other people. So he has to get over that weakness by synthesizing the body parts. Blood being one of them. Mm-hmm. Because, again, blood is it's effective for us, but with the amount of stuff that Gabe has to do, it's not that effective. You'd like, run out of breath pretty fast.
Also, I don't know if maybe we might have forgotten this. Jowp also has the ability to just convince anyone to do anything.
Oh, yeah.
Just saying it.
It's established, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean...
Because didn't he do that against Martian Manhunter? Or...
No, he hasn't done it in the fight yet.
I don't think anyone's brought it up. Like, not that I can remember anyone's brought it up as like a response.
I thought it was,
but it is an established ability.
Oh no! It was brought up in Eduardo's favor, was it not? Because it's like because Eduardo was able.
Right,
to, like,
they brought it up in Eduardo's favor because they said Eduardo could resist that,
and because Gabe has this and Eduardo's able to resist it, he can like resist.
Yeah. Oh no! When someone did bring it up against him when they were talking about Batman, because they were saying Batman resisted stuff before, so they said that ability wouldn't work on Batman. Is what they said.
Oh, okay, that's what it was.
I was like, why do you have this ability again?
Because there was
in the Jowp episode, I talked about how I had the ability. Like I verbatim said, I have the ability.
I have the ability to convince anyone.
I have the ability to convince anyone to do anything just by saying.
Except for Eduardo.
Only Eduardo because he was bloodlusted against me.
Yeah.
So that was like the established only like counter is if you had like extreme bloodlust against me.
Yeah.
What are you,
or maybe if you had like
purple?
mental barriers.
What is this?
Purple Man, I guess, yeah. I guess that's a forgotten power that could matter as well in this match. I'm just like, don't kill yourself. Like, who's to say? Right. Next one. No shot Jowp Gabe can survive once Eduardo sucks all his blood out.
True. That again just goes in the argument.
Went into this one, yeah.
Because I was taking a big assumption with the whole argument that I was getting to, like that Gabe doesn't have real blood. Yeah. That's just. Yeah. I know if I was in Jowp's case situation, I would pretty much get rid of everything that I don't need.
Yeah.
That would, like I need, but like I can make more effective.
Right.
Like. I pretty much wouldn't have a digestive tract. There's no need for intestines.
Yeah, I would assume like, I probably don't need to eat at all.
There's no need to eat in general. Like I would do so much stuff. I wouldn't have eyes. Right. I'd have like robotic eyes. Like there's no need for all this stuff. If I'm that intelligent, like there's really no need.
Right. And last but not least, Gabe Smart. That's the last one.
Gabe is smart.
He is smart.
He is smart.
I mean, I kind of do like the comparison, like the Batman Superman thing.
It's a pretty good comparison.
It's a pretty fair,
if you get Batman Speed Force and others,
it's a pretty
and the ability to convince anyone to do anything.
Yeah, I forgot about that completely. But yeah, like
I just now thought about it. I don't know why I forgot about it.
I mean, I would say like because he is a disciple of a god, because we already established that the god energy would equate to like things like hockey or like life energy. So it's like he probably has like. Some kind of like resistance to things like that, like suggestion.
That's a different type of resistance, though. That's like psychokinetic like resistance.
Well, it's like a spiritual thing. Like his spirit won't waver or something. You know what I mean? Like
but like you can still get in people's head who have like hockey, for instance, or like.
Well, yeah, for sure. I was thinking about it in the sense of like he won't waver, like. I don't know.
Maybe
it's different hacks.
I was trying to think of a way that I could like make it make sense. I kind of like talked myself in a hole. Yeah. I said it and I was like, I'm kind of here. Let's see what I can do.
Yeah. Damn. It's.
I still gotta give the edge to Jowp Gabe.
I mean, I like how it's 50-50 because this really is a 50-50 fight. Like I can see easily one of these people fighting.
It's because there's too many variables.
It wasn't hard to tell. It was 2017, but yeah.
I mean, I guess. Yeah.
It is funny that Jowp won it, but we had like two people in his favor, and only one of them actually gave like an extensive answer. The other one was Jowp better, and then Gabe Smart. Those are the only ones. Yeah. No one gave any like long reasons for why he should win it. They all gave long reasons for why Blood God should win, but he didn't win.
Yeah, because I feel like Aura has like more like win cons.
Yeah, potentially. I guess everyone. Maybe everyone else also forgot about the convincing power.
Yeah, he has like 2 win cons.
He has more established win cons. But you can
I think
argue
it's just he has better feats, like stated feats, I guess.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
That's probably the word. which is kind of why the guy said he was like overrated, right? He's saying he was basically trying to like appeal to the Devin with like, be on my side, Devin. There's no scan. It's like kind of.
I mean, like, he's not technically wrong. Like everything we talked about
It's all assumptions.
no, there is a scan of me having the better to convince anyone to do anything. There's a scan of that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. All right, next one. Gojo Gabe versus Jowp X Eduardo. We kind of think is a wash, right? Like
should be a wash. Eduardo got it.
I mean, I'm just saying. All I'm saying is,
for a while, we kind of just thought like the winner of Gojo and Superman was just gonna win the tournament for the most part, right? We all agreed on that pretty much.
all I'm gonna say is that what's stopping Eduardo from like illusionate powers Gojo, and then
what?
What's he doing?
And then what?
And then he shadow clones. Now there's two of them. There's two of them.
Yeah, that would be. That's two of me.
Then what?
It's a 2v1. It's a 2v1.
Then what? Then
It's a 2v1.
How is he getting past infinity?
I hate it.
How is he getting past infinity?
Honestly,
how is he surviving domain
Who's
expansion?
to say when pushed to the brink of death, Eduardo doesn't re-unlock his Speed Force abilities?
True. It's true. He goes, my bond.
Eduardo, canonically, there was an era of Eduardo that when his bonds are tested, he's stronger.
And if
canonically,
and if you think about it, even though he's not super fast right now, he's still connected to the Speed Force because he was once connected at one point.
yeah.
The Speed Force like, no, my kin will not lose.
And
Because
Speed
you
Force
said,
is
like,
his.
technically, Eduardo was the first person with the Speed Force. He would have creating the Speed Force, I guess.
Yeah,
But the thing is, though, like, it's not only he wouldn't only need the Speed Force, he would need to have Wally level connection to it to get to infinite speed.
So he
Because
doesn't.
it needs infinite speed to get there. Wally took years to get to that level. And he had to be pushed like to the brink of death, which I guess he might be against Gojo. But, like, he was literally racing death to the end of time to get to the infinite speed feed.
I mean, I'd have to think though, he would have some training with Speed Force because you wouldn't just give it to him. Okay, that's it. You would let's see how good your connection.
But think about this though. Maybe this could go in favor of Jowp X Gabe. How would I give him the Speed Force and take it away from him without him stopping me? How did I do that? How did I do that?
Because
if I let him run around,
because it's established that Eduardo was pretty not mind broken, but you had a lot of control over him, and then it gets to the point where he was so bloodlusted over you, which is why you weren't able to control him. So you did have extreme power over Eduardo for a very long time. And you're also daily torturing him.
So you're under the assumption I was dead ass purple manning this dude.
Yeah,
you were like Jason and Kaneki. You had straight control over him until he broke. So it's there was 15 years of straight control.
Maybe. The potential. But
I mean, that's an assumption. I'm just gonna assume you had control because it would be safe to assume because just to make sure the Speed Force is perfect, you would test him with the Speed Force to make sure that it actually worked. Because it could have made him faster, but again, speeding bullet versus speed of light. You know what I mean? You're gonna test them. And it's okay, now I'm gonna get it, and then take your Speed Force away.
Right. But all right, let's get into the responses here. And how do I scroll down? Wow. 50-50 damn near. 51-48 in
Gojo's.
Jowp X Eduardo's favor.
Yeah, baby!
Jowp X Eduardo.
I like this.
I don't like it.
I'm just saying. Jowp X finals. Jowp X finals.
I mean, I like it for a narrative perspective. I want to say people did that for that reason.
For the narrative, Jowp X versus Jowp X.
Yeah.
Just to have
Eduardo response. They're actually 14, which is more. We only had 9 for the first one, so 14 here.
I want to hear it.
I like this. I like this. I want to hear he was pushed to the brink of death and then awoke his Speed Force. That's what you can be like. That's me. I said that because I think I said that in the last episode too. I was like, at the end when I was talking about, I was like, okay, now it's Eduardo versus Gojo. Eduardo did have the Speed Force at one point.
Did he?
Right.
I think it'd be kind of cool, if this was an anime or a show. It'd be kind of cool watching a world get put past.
I need to kill Jowp X Gabe.
And you see electricity goes off his fingertips. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's like Eduardo's about to die, and you're like, oh my god. Gojo goes to punch him for the finishing blow, and Eduardo's dodges it.
I'm gonna hear these arguments. Let me hear it.
I'm a little baffled here, honestly.
I love this. I actually love this.
I don't know how to feel about it.
All right, first one says, I'm the GOAT. And I can assume since I did not vote, that was Eduardo. So Eduardo voted for himself.
No, let's get to the responses because that was really fun.
Okay.
We had some audio difficulties again. Devin's here, so
I don't know what's happening here. All right.
Name your present.
Next one says Jowp X better. I suppose.
That's probably the same guy as the first one.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah.
All right. Next one. Real response here. I love Jowp Eduardo, but I don't see how he gets past Infinity. I mean, that's fair.
Yeah. I want to hear the arguments like how you did it.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, long one here. Okay. Off rip, I will admit this is headcanon, but hear me out. All right.
I like the start.
I like the start.
I love it.
During the Jowp hypothetical, Eduardo was just a regular guy to start it. As Gabe kept evolving and started to annoy Eduardo more with its constant surveillance, Eduardo decided to evolve as well. As a product, he developed the ability to cast illusions as a way to counter Jowp Gabe's illusions. So I would argue that Jowp Eduardo's actual ability is to adapt to his situation. With that being said, he would develop an ability mid-battle that could counter Infinity.
Actually, that's a good argument because he was able to resist Gabe.
Love that argument.
I
He was
love that
able to
argument
resist
as well.
Gabe's temptation.
No, I love
his suggestion.
Yeah, I love the argument because if you really think about it, during the story, Eduardo did just gain that ability out of nowhere. That man just manifested that ability.
He did.
Yeah, I do like that. I didn't think about that aspect of like he's just adaptability.
He's like
adapt.
Darwin. He's like adaptability abilities. That'd be kind of cool.
That's a different level of adaptability though, because like Darwin like adapts like his body, and Eduardo just adapted like metaphysically.
Because I know like Darwin, like if it's bad enough, he just like teleports out of there. He's
Yeah.
like,
Right,
fuck it,
yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Like I can't win.
Another long one. Okay. At this point in the tournament, I think Gojo Gabe pretty much thinks after beating Doctor Strange and Superman, he's got this tournament in the bag. So he's gonna be all nonchalant and not try as hard, while Gabe is going easy and not trying. Eduardo's fighting for his life just for the chance to fight Jowp Gabe in the finals. And I think he can squeeze out the dub before Gabe realizes he made a mistake.
I like that argument if it wasn't for the simple fact that Infinity doesn't just go down when he's like
doesn't.
chilling.
No, it doesn't.
It's just there. Like it
No.
doesn't just be like, oh, I'm gonna turn Infinity off real quick.
Yeah, like unless your argument is that like me not trying is turning off Infinity to have a
I'm gonna
good
give you a
fight.
chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like unless that's your assumption.
Even with that, but if you take those like that argument combined with the other arguments, like he's fighting for his life, he needs something. Then he gains an ability, and then you're like, oh my god,
they're writing the canon for Jowp Eduardo right now for us. All right, next
He's
one.
literally just like, I ain't hear no bell. I'm still standing.
Another long one, and it's this guy again. All right, Gojo Gabe wins to low to medium diff. This matchup is a bit tricky because the other voters had this Eduardo defeating a Batman variant as well. The difference.
I hate that. I hate it.
So he's assuming Batman would beat Gojo? Is that what he's assuming?
Well, this is the same guy who did say that.
Did he?
Yeah, he said the only one I could see maybe beating Batman is Jowp.
Gojo.
Yeah, and he said, and then there's still an argument. So
He's
Okay.
mind breaking me.
the difference I see in that win versus Jowp Gabe's win, I think he's talking about the Batmans here, is in their fighting styles and mindsets. Eduardo only beat his Batman because of his luck power and the fact that he fights unconventionally. First of all, he doesn't have luck power. That's the other Eduardo.
Well,
I mean,
it's because
technically,
Eduardo's
canonically-
base luck. It's
oh,
base
it's just
luck
Eduardo's
Eduardo.
base luck thing. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And he fights unconventionally. I don't know how you assumed that.
I mean, I would
but
assume
alright.
Gojo also fights unconventionally. I mean, Infinity.
Yeah, I
mean,
guess. Yeah,
That's pretty unconventional.
So I don't think this Eduardo's mind is on par with Batman's, and since it's not, then I don't believe he has any way to counter Infinity, and should still lose. I added medium for the potential possibility that Eduardo's luck power makes Gabe drop his Infinity somehow. Okay.
Oh, I also forgot about domain expansion.
Yeah.
But Loki, could you not argue that Eduardo has like an extremely high mental, maybe not that high, but he does have a really high mental fortitude.
I wouldn't.
You can claim that he has like a iron like will.
Yeah, but not high enough for like Infinity, obviously.
Yeah,
but like
infinite knowledge being placed in.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like it's not obviously not high enough for that, but you could argue like he has like really insane mental fortitude.
Yeah,
15
probably
years
could.
of torture.
Yeah.
That's just something else.
Gojo really could just turn off Infinity, couldn't he?
He can.
Yeah, that's what Freddy. He's just,
But like, why would he though?
yeah, why would he?
All right, next one. I just think Eduardo wants it more. Gojo Gabe is
True.
only here because he thinks, why not? Eduardo's here because he wants it more than anyone.
Because just a sliver of chance to fight Jowp Gabe.
That's just headcanon. You just threw that in there. You're like, yeah, Gabe doesn't want it. Why would I not want it?
You don't want it as much as him though.
You ain't him, dog.
He knows
You
who's
ain't
on the
him.
opposite side of the bracket. I mean, I have a chance that Gabe wins. Or where does that be at the finals?
No, Eduardo knows. He's like, I know Gabe, because again, we've talked about this. Eduardo doesn't know. They don't know why they're there. They're just there. So it's
Right.
Eduardo would think as soon as he sees Jowp Gabe, this is Jowp Gabe's doing, and he's gonna like, I need to stop him. He's the one doing this to everyone.
I guess.
So it's the bloodlust.
Could
Also,
be.
you do look the same.
I guess, yeah, we do. True. I didn't even think about it. He has.
Oh,
he has.
fuck, yeah,
he has
you-
prejudice against Gabe regardless.
Yeah, because he
Bloodlust
tried to fight
Right.
a Professor X Gabe.
Right. Yeah.
Damn, yeah, you're right.
Off rip. Okay. Next one. Jowp's Eduardo is canonically the main character, meaning he's got the main character power of overpowering the stronger foe, so that way he can push forward towards his goal. In this sense, his goal is to fight Jowp's Gabe.
That is true.
I love how all these arguments is he's the one to fight Gabe, and that trumps affinity.
I do like the art because the whole Jowp scenario at its bare bones is just Gabe made Eduardo the MC. So it's like he's not wrong. He does have protagonist powers.
He is.
I don't know if it's
the MC.
that strong.
Yeah,
but he does have protagonist powers.
He does. Next one, domain expansion, GG.
True.
I would agree. Yeah. All right, next one. I don't even know if Jowp's Eduardo is fast enough to keep up with Gojo Gabe. I would agree. I don't know that either.
I don't know if he is either.
Yeah.
Again, my whole argument of speed would just have to come out like, could Eduardo reawaken
Force, right?
Speed Force?
I don't know how fast Gojo is. How fast is Gojo?
Infinite,
I don't know.
He's infinite speed himself.
I don't think he's infinite speed. I don't.
I think it hasn't been shown yet.
Oh yeah, we're using that. Okay, yeah.
No, but he has probably insane speed.
He close that window.
Yeah, probably just because of the infinity ability.
Yeah. All right, but the next one here, another guy who says, "Wait a sec, hear me out." This is his first words here.
I love these.
Yeah. All right, I'll wait till Tyler comes back here.
Why your ass so big?
Shit was tight.
Yeah, that's how it be. All right, he says, "Wait a sec, hear me out. If Gojo Gabe just uses domain expansion, who's to say Eduardo doesn't just see him do that and then reveals that he also has a domain expansion?" Jowp says Eduardo has already shown the ability to gain powers before getting experimented on by Gabe, so it seems reasonable that he could just do it after and maybe even better.
That infinity?
Yeah, he's like domain expansion.
In JJK, like the way to counter domain expansion is also domain. Yeah. But like that would mean your expansion has to be better than Gojo.
Gojo hits the cross and then Eduardo hits the grid. He's like, domain expansion.
Like, domain expansion.
Infinite risk. Sin City was making.
All right, next one. If Gabe said the point of Jowp was to make Eduardo the main character, then that means he has to at least get to the finals because ain't no main character losing in the semis.
I don't know. I know plenty to have.
Like, didn't Goku lose like plenty of time? I don't think he's ever won.
Goku's won one tournament. Yeah. Or technically he won. Yeah. I think he's only won one tournament. Yeah. Because he left the 21st and the 22nd, and he won the 23rd.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can't remember any, but still, weak argument. I don't like that argument.
I mean, like, Gabe lost in the tournament.
Ash lost in the tournament.
Gabe and Dita Pressure.
Is Gabe the main character?
Gabe is technically the main character.
Is he? I thought it was like a group thing.
Well, as of right now, the not the perspective, but like the focus is on Gabe in his life.
Right. I would say it's maybe like Deku in My Hero. He was still the main character, even though 1A had the focus.
I think it'd be kind of more like Natsu, I guess. Natsu or Lucy,
Fairy Tail?
Instead of like Fairy Tail, because technically Fairy Tail is the main character, but like Natsu and Lucy are the two.
Yeah.
More so Natsu.
Right, I guess. Next one. Another long. There's plenty of long ones in here.
I mean, I like it. I mean, it is 50-50. You'd assume that there'd be some arguments.
After thinking about this for hours, I've come to the conclusion that Eduardo might pull out the upset of the century here.
True.
During the Jowp episode, Eduardo literally says that since he saw Jose had the super soldier serum, he just decided to get chakra. That statement makes me believe that Eduardo somehow has the ability to just gain powers of his choosing.
Okay, so everyone's getting this conclusion. That's crazy.
Well, the thing, he did just say, like, now we're a Sengun.
And there's also the illusion powers he had with the house as well, which I originally thought were the same power, but Gabe specifically says in the episode that these are two different abilities. With this knowledge, I see it as reasonable for Eduardo to develop an ability to counter infinity or maybe even nullify it. Yeah, interesting.
I like that.
Dude, I came into this.
It's weird that everyone's coming to the. It's not weird, but
I think it's weird because like I didn't come to this conclusion. I don't think anyone else here came to this conclusion.
This guy says hours of conclusion. I mean, he probably watched the episode again.
Yeah, like, analyzed
let me go analyze it.
Poster board with the red lines.
He probably heard me say that one line where I was like, "It's not the same power." He's like,
"Write it down.
Not the same power."
The thing is, like, we talked about like Eduardo just manifesting abilities, and we never went on from there. Like, it's kind of crazy that Eduardo just had his illusion ability.
Yeah.
Anyways, I just used the Rasengan. Anyways,
I mean, it goes. I think that's just how Jowp is though, because it's like I just made the Speed Force, anyways, right? Like it's the same.
Yeah, but
vein.
it's constantly like, yeah, you're just super smart. Like,
Right,
we
yeah,
tagged
I
into
guess.
something. We never tagged Eduardo gaining these abilities to nothing.
he just did it. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Never thought about it like that. Really.
Me neither.
You guys have made me think about this in a different way here.
True.
I'm less mad about the outcome now.
Yeah, I
because
came
you
to
guys
this
are having
being-
like better arguments than I thought.
I came into this being mad because, like, from a pure Pirates getting sense, I was like, Gojo just watches the
Because I thought all the arguments here were gonna be, I just want to see Jowp versus Jowp.
Yeah.
Like that's what I thought. I didn't know you guys were gonna give actual arguments.
That actually makes sense. That actually
sense.
makes sense.
I'm in love with these arguments.
Because I love them because I didn't think about them.
Yeah.
I've never thought about it in that sense.
Oh.
I was just like, I kind of shook it like, yeah, like,
Yeah.
This one a long boy. Oh no, he just separated. Okay, yeah,
Oh.
it's long, but like okay. I think Eduardo is the perfect matchup for Gojo Gabe. He breaks it down ability by ability. Okay. Domain expansion. Eduardo has been tortured by Gabe for 15 years in the basements, taunted by Gabe in prison, hunted down by a super soldier with his abuser, sat chilling with billions of dollars, and still hasn't been mind broken. His mental fortitude is insane. Again, but it's not the same as infinite knowledge being
you could say
thrown into.
that's like I said earlier. He does have an insane level of mental fortitude.
Yes, and I
but
would
against
agree he does.
infinite
Yeah,
knowledge,
It's different.
It's
just so
different. It's
yeah.
not something that you could just prep for.
Yeah. Next one, Hollow Purple. That attack moves slow as hell. Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
It's kind of slow as hell. It is kind of slow as hell. I'll give you that.
That doesn't mean it's moving slow as hell. Doesn't mean it's actually moving slow as hell. It's like,
It could just be slow, like relative to what they're showing us,
exactly.
right? It could be moving because if it was really moving slow as hell, why did Hanami get hit by it? Right? Like,
I've seen this
I
argument
mean, because it's
before.
like big.
I guess, but like still, like he shot from so far away at that dude, and he couldn't dodge it. It makes me think it was probably moving faster than the camera was showing you it to move. You also think this is a manga adaptation to anime. They can stretch out scenes for the viewers to enjoy it more, whereas the manga could have made it happen like instantly, which you don't know. So.
Like, how would you want them to represent like this thing's moving like the speed of light or like any type of speed?
Exactly. Like with that same argument, it's like you could say Goku be moving slow as hell at some points because I'd be seeing him walk. Like, yeah, it's not the same. Next one, Infinity. I genuinely believe with all my heart that Eduardo will BS some new method to just overpower Infinity.
True.
Because we know in the end of Jowp that Jowp Eduardo fought Jowp Gabe and won. I am aware that Gabe let him win, but let me explain. Even after the fight, Eduardo was aware that Gabe let him win. I do not believe that he was aware of the fact before or during the fight. And I think Gabe would want him to believe that. Okay. And now we seem to... This is confusing. And now we seem to be all under the assumption that Jowp Gabe has a bunch of other abilities and powers that weren't specified at the time. So that would mean Eduardo was fighting a pure hacks machine in Jowp Gabe and competing. From what we know of Jowp Eduardo, he has Ghoul Serum and illusionary powers. That alone is not enough to compete with Jowp Gabe.
True.
So I believe that either Gabe gave him more powers to make the fight interesting, he put in quotes, or he developed more powers during the fight because he has shown the ability to just gain powers on his own with the how stupid.
How is everyone coming to this? I love it. Everyone's coming to this conclusion. It's so good. Because it's such a good conclusion.
And that was the last response.
Dude,
That's fun.
I just fell in love with the already. Oh my god, I can't. For a pure like writing on this Pirates game, I fell in love. I think it'd be funny though, like Eduardo did like get like a domain expansion or like a curse technique. It's just like nothingness, like its affinity gets like pure like nothingness.
Yeah. I'm just saying, after all this, he better not lose it now. he done fought tooth and nail.
He has canonically beaten Jowp Gabe. There is an argument there that he can still win.
But and then there's also the argument, like he said, Gabe let him win. Would he let him win? Why would Gabe let him win at this point? This is a different set of rules. Gabe let him win the other one because he had made him be the main character. At this point, it was already the main character.
Exactly.
He doesn't need to let him win.
And Gabe knows about Gojo and the fact that Eduardo beat Gojo. So it's like, woo. And the instant Eduardo sees him, it's a bloodlust.
Yeah.
So it's like there's no
Gabe was
playing
probably
around.
thinking, like after he beat whoever he beat Blood God, he's probably like, all right, let me prep for my fight against Gojo. He wasn't even thinking about it.
And he saw the fight and he's like,
he's like, that's crazy.
That's crazy. So now he has to fight a bloodluster Eduardo who's also
extremely bloodlusted.
Extremely bloodlusted that has
who's gained a new
morale
ability.
boosted even. Gain new abilities potentially. Yeah. But
Well,
it's
I'd agree with the morale boost too, because like it would be a safe assumption. It's still an assumption, but a safe assumption that Eduardo would see like what's happening, because like the whole thing is like he sees Jowp Gabe over there, he wants to fight him, but beyond like the regular bloodlusted, why specifically he wasn't get to the finals? Because he probably would assume that Gabe is running the whole thing. Right. So it's like he put everyone through all of this trouble just to fuck with me. I'm gonna get my licks back. Yeah, you know. So it's like double on it's stack on stack. He is bloodlusted to the extreme. He's gonna go truly berserk mode.
If we were led to believe that Eduardo just now has the ability to just gain powers, he might be the most broken character in this tournament.
He is, yeah.
Well, if that's just his ability to just gain abilities based on his opponent, that's really like Darwin but better.
You can say that, but like, there's like you can say there's stipulations to him gaining a new ability. He just doesn't gain a new ability.
It probably has to be like Brink of Death type deal.
Yeah, he has to be like pushed to the point where his body has to make a new ability to like maybe.
Right. I mean, he was surviving against Gojo though.
Yeah, he
was competing.
He was
fighting out, and I do like. I really like the whole scenario he gave for the Jowp x Gabe versus Eduardo fight. I think that's a fun interpretation of the fight that I also, if we all are under the assumption, which we kind of have assumed, that I do have a bunch more powers than was stated in the episode, then Eduardo was fighting this version of me. And like he said, I may have let him win, but I probably wouldn't want him to know that I'm letting him win because Eduardo wouldn't fight as hard and that wouldn't make him the main character. True. So Eduardo's out here competing with a Gabe who has all these abilities. It does say something about how strong he is.
Because I always thought about that fight kind of like an Ichigo Aizen type thing, where it's like, Aizen
wanted to die.
Well, not only that aspect, but it's like Aizen is this like straight up like non-beatable foe, as is Jowp x Gabe to the main character, which is Ichigo and Eduardo. And there's the parallel of those two is that they're gaining the ability to fight on level ground with this seemingly impossible foe. Yeah. And the foes, even though they did let themselves lose, they still had to lose.
Yeah.
So it's like they had to be strong enough to compete with this impossible foe.
Exactly. Yes. And think about the similarities don't end there. Aizen and Ichigo tied. Like Aizen created Ichigo and essentially made him the main character. Damn. I didn't even think low key. I was just Aizen. I also have the gaslighting power. That's what Aizen does. Jowp x Gabe is just Aizen. Never even thought about it like that, honestly.
You have the
that's a great.
You have like the what's it called, the Hoyoku, which like you can like basically just create things, and Jowp x Gabe can kind of just like have abilities. He just gives himself abilities.
I do just have abilities on deck. I don't have 99 Hados like Aizen does.
No, but
I mean I might.
You actually might. You're a big. Yeah, you like Aizen. You fuck with Aizen.
Who's to say I wasn't like I like Aizen? Let me give myself the. I'd have to know the 99 Hados though.
Yeah, or develop some kind of like Ryatsu system too.
Yeah. But who's to say? I mean, if Eduardo can just develop chakra, who's to say I can't just create Ryatsu?
True, because they are similar in concept.
I mean,
you know, we came into this tournament thinking he's going to be one of the powerhouses winning. We all had a horse. We had Duck Strain, Superman, Gojo.
Like, at least from my perspective, it wasn't even like downplaying people like Jowp x Eduardo or whatever. It's just genuinely, I forgot so much stuff about him.
And then you guys didn't.
And then y'all didn't.
Maybe
they also watched
but
the
you like went back and watched it. We didn't, right? So there's that difference as well.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I love that it's Jowp x versus Jowp x. And you know,
the narrative standpoint is just so good. Like the fact that this is the finals is perfect. It's like I don't think I could wish for a better finals than this.
No, especially with the reasonings behind it. Like,
well, we definitely had a rocky road here. Batman had some turns we wouldn't have liked.
His dick was in too many people's mouths.
Yeah. Way too many of you guys.
Like, they were glazing hard on him.
Matter of fact, he's still in this tournament, which I forget about. Like the loser bracket is still a thing. So
let's be honest,
that is a thing as well.
It really shouldn't like anything beyond this point.
The only thing is like now that Gojo's in the losers bracket, the potentially Batman can versus Gojo. We can see the guy. Well, there's no responses, but like we could see if they think Batman would actually beat Gojo.
Yeah, and if he does,
because
Batman can come back and then
no, but Batman's already lost to both variants before. Because Batman lost to Eduardo and he lost to Gabe.
Batman Gabe is the one that's in the losers right now.
Yeah, but like Batman Gabe is the one who lost to Jowp x Gabe.
Well, yeah, but it's Batman Gabe right now.
Right. Yeah.
It's not Batman Devin.
Batman Devin's lost.
But I mean, are people really gonna argue they're that much different? Yes. Though? Were they though?
I would think so. Like,
because I think we've established that we think Batman Devin should be the strongest Batman.
Yeah, he's canonically because he did beat Genyu.
He's not only that because he was in the Illuminati of the multiverse of Jowp. So we established he should be the strongest one.
Yeah, I think someone else also said it. I can't remember who it was.
All right. Oh, Taina, I think said that.
Taina?
Because Taina, I think in his ranking, he had Batman Gabe above Batman Devin.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that is.
Even though it is canonical that Batman Devin can, with enough prep time, beat anything. So
is it?
Yeah, it's stated.
Is that stated? I don't think I said on the.
I don't think that was stated.
No, because you said we were talking about the things, and it was like the old setup, and I remember I was sitting over there, and I said something, and you're like, "Give me enough prep time, I'm beating it."
Yeah, I probably said it as a joke.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
offshoot
yeah.
joke.
I mean, how are they gonna take it though? If it's said in the episode,
clearly they took it. They didn't take it the right way because he lost. So I mean,
Yeah.
he
but
didn't-
with enough prep time stipulation, with
Oh,
the
right,
entire
yeah.
loser bracket prep
Right.
time prepping for one thing.
well, he's already gone. He lost to Guldo.
Well, I was saying, like, if he
Yeah.
had like the, you know what I mean, like if he had
to,
the whole
like, prep against Gojo,
to prep against like Gojo or something, it's
Yeah.
like it's like that would be enough time to
Yeah.
warrant like.
That would mean he's like putting half his attention to his opponent though, because he's like dedicating the other half to fighting like
the most.
Gojo. He's like, I already know I'm beating this guy. Let's worry
I
about
mean,
it
I don't know
anyway.
if Batman never could be Genyu, like come
Yeah,
on,
maybe
he might be him.
Yeah.
could be, but who really knows?
Yeah, I don't really like the fact that, I mean, it's just how losers brackets works. I don't like that Gojo's probably gonna make a comeback though, and just like round up losers.
Right.
Mm.
But then again,
Although we
like,
did get to see new Doctor Strange versus Gojo probably.
yeah, maybe yeah.
Or yeah.
But I mean, we do get to see that since pretty much everyone established that Eduardo can beat Gojo Gabe, right? If no matter who wins this, I think just theoretically they should be able to beat Gojo Gabe as well. Then just
Yeah.
Either
like
one.
power scaling wise, right? Because if Eduardo can do it and Jopex Gabe beats him, then Gabe should be able to beat him.
I mean,
Gabe is smarter.
mean,
than
yes,
Eduardo.
yes, or yes.
Actually, it depends on what ability he developed to beat Gojo Gabe.
right.
And
I
you know,
guess.
let's just say like maybe like Eduardo beat him Gojo because like the ability he
adaptability.
gained, but like Gabe's is smart enough to like, oh, I can counter your abilities with just like the stuff I have.
Right.
There's a lot of assumption. I mean, the whole thing's an
Yeah.
assumption,
The
but
whole, everything's assumptions.
Yeah.
That's what's fun about it.
yeah. Well, is there anything else you want to talk about in this episode?
I mean, is there anything you guys want to talk about the JMT, the one that happened, or like wrap? I don't. We
we
haven't
can.
talked about it on the podcast.
It was just kind
before.
of just there in the background.
Yeah. Like any stuff you wanted to talk about in that tournament going on.
I mean, not too many upsets to be honest. I mean,
Yeah.
of course, I was upset that put your head on your shoulder, got upsetted, got lost, but
I don't know,
I'm gonna be honest.
upsetted.
I think it's literally just carried by the chorus. That's all it is.
the hook.
it's a good song.
I guess.
I guess yeah, it would be the hook. Yeah.
I don't know.
Nah. Yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody kind of just we knew. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I woun't say we knew it would win, but like
It
at
It was a
least I
safe
didn't-
choice.
I knew it would win after round one, basically, because like after round one, I saw the turnout for it, and I was like, oh, okay, so that's what it's going.
After like not in the moment, I thought we had a pretty like balanced bracket, and we still sort of did, but we each kind of had like a heavy hitter that was gonna carry us all the way.
Well, didn't someone say there was like he said there was only really 3 competitors for the winner? Like
It was
really
Hey,
just between
yeah, it was
Hey
Hey,
Bad
the-
and
the-
Bohemian Rhapsody.
which they're not wrong.
Which ended up being the semis.
yeah, who's the other one? Still Dre. Yeah,
Yeah,
Still
still
Dre.
Dre.
yeah. I guess he's not too wrong about that.
It happens.
I mean, I don't really have anything else to really hit on this episode. This tournament did go a little longer than I thought it would go.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
And now we just have finals and then losers.
yeah. Losers, we still have like 2 more losers. So I'm probably just gonna do the losers like weekly.
Losers get a final
So
for
you mean
losers. Final
you guys are
and
probably
final.
gonna know who won losers before because I'm gonna probably put it out before this episode even comes out just
Yeah.
to like get it caught up.
So
Yeah.
the next time we do this would be like the last time of what the tournament.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do.
Oh, but
this.
they would know that Gojo lost.
Right?
though.
Yes, we shouldn't do that. Well,
Yeah. You can
they
still do
won't
like the
know
current
because-
round.
no, yeah, you're right. So we won't do it then, yeah,
Yeah.
because we don't want them to know that.
How did I do it then?
Well, because I think
This drops. and
no,
then
because
that
I don't
drops.
think because the way the loser bracket worked, they have to go through 2 more before they get to Gojo. Or, like,
That's
one
what
more
I was
before
saying.
they
Like,
get to
do
Gojo.
it to the
So
point.
do
to-
one
before-
more and then stop.
I say
yeah.
do it to the point before the 2 new were
Spoilers.
introduced.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we'll do. Yeah.
Just to get it caught up,
Yeah.
and then the losers and then the current can drop at the same time,
Mm.
Okay, yeah, that works.
and then after that happens, well, no, because then I always forget exactly how losers work. So like, if it's the finals and that person lose, do they go to losers now?
Well, because the are you talking about the winner or the loser of the?
So
final?
let's say it's like Jopex Gabe versus Jopex Eduardo. Jopex Gabe or Eduardo wins. Does Jopex Gabe now go into the losers
He
to
would,
fight?
yeah.
To fight the winner of the losers and then go
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
That's kind of
it's double elimination. At that point, we wouldn't do like if it turns out the result stays the same, or if it's like if Gojo Gabe goes back up, or if Jopex Gabe or like
If it's someone that Eduardo's
if it's a
already fought.
recycle matchup, we're
Yeah.
just gonna say
Yeah,
who already
he
won the
won.
first time won.
Yeah.
If it's a new matchup, we'll let it play.
Gojo's like, nah, you had to see me again, but
Yeah. It's like not rematch this time. Gabe's not nonchalant. He takes him seriously and wipes him.
right.
No.
What if it's like, not something my own cock, but like Doctor Strange Charlie versus Gojo Gabe? Would that just be like Gojo Gabe just wins that one?
Well, that wouldn't be the finals though.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, but like I
Are
was
you talking about in the losers bracket?
I was
No,
talking
we'll
like-
let those play out because
Okay.
it's different now. They have more like knowledge, I guess, of it.
Yeah.
knowledge.
Now
person, I
Doctor
don't
Strange
know.
is aware of the affinity ability.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, which could help.
And maybe you
guess.
guys will scale Doctor Strange more eloquently than you guys did last time.
Especially when we establish that it's not just MCU Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Probably. It's also just an assumption, but it's Illuminati, so
Everything's an assumption here.
yeah.
True.
So don't get mad at us for making assumptions when everything's assumptions here. You guys are assuming things as well.
Yeah, you just try to code it in the fact that like I have a scan that assumes
Yeah.
this, therefore everything.
Yeah, it's like, all right, well, canonically they said at wireless speed of light. Okay, we did, but what else did we say? Did we say he's as strong as Superman? No, we didn't. We don't know how strong.
Also,
he is. You're assuming he's just stronger,
Also, can he
right?
constantly move the speed of light, or is it just like at a quick burst?
All right.
Like his top speed of light. I mean, that's a valid thing. Like, does he have the stamina to maintain his speed of light speed?
If you want to be stingy, you can do that, right?
Yeah,
Like if you
you
want to be
can
stingy
technically
about
do
what
that.
you want to call us out for, we can also be stingy for what counts then.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I think we can wrap it up.
I think it's
there.
all caught up. Yeah,
Yeah, pretty much just a recap episode, not really a regular episode, but
yeah,
maybe next week we'll get you back with a regular episode.
potentially.
I think so. All right. Yeah,
Alright.
go follow the socials. Remember, go check out the gaming channel, which might be made at this point. Hopefully it is. Check out the highlights channel, which is new as well. Check out everything else, of course, and we'll see you guys next week.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, do that too.